So guys, you're thinking about retiring to Florida. Well, that's a good choice because there's sunshine, no state income tax, and plenty of places where you can trade in your snow shovel for a beach chair. But with so many spots to choose from, where do you even start? Well, that's where I come in. So my team and I help people relocate to Florida all the time. And no matter which part of the state that you're looking at, we would be happy to help you find the perfect place. So let's go ahead and break it down. Here are the top 10 places to retire in Florida, starting from the top. First up, we've got my hometown of Vero Beach. And if you've never heard of it, don't worry, that is the point. So it's one of those hidden gems along Florida's East Coast that gives you the beachfront lifestyle without the crowds, the traffic, or the sky-high prices that you'd find in places like Palm Beach or Miami. Now, when people hear beachfront Florida town, they assume million-dollar homes and HOA fees that make you question your life choices. But with Vero Beach, it is surprisingly reasonable for a lot of these things. So home prices here are lower than what you'd find in nearby coastal cities, and we're talking about a median price point of only $350,000, which isn't bad at all for a spot this close to the ocean. And there are also a ton of 55 plus communities designed with retirees in mind, offering affordable housing options with amenities also included within those fees. Plus, there aren't a lot of high-rise developments driving up demand, so the market stays pretty balanced and the population stays lower. Property taxes here are also lower than what you typically find in South Florida, which is a huge plus whenever you are on a fixed income. And aside from affordability though, Vero Beach just has a different feel. It's peaceful, it's charming, and it hasn't been overrun by tourists. And you don't have to fight for a spot on the beach. So behind me, it's completely wide open. You don't have to deal with massive crowds or hear blurred music from a packed boardwalk. Instead, you get miles of free public beaches, many of them completely unspoiled with natural beauty, with the sand dunes like that behind me. And the community here is a big deal too. So there are local farmers markets, art festivals, and small town events that bring people together. And it's a kind of place where you can actually get to know your neighbors, which is a nice change of pace if you are coming from a bigger city. And if you like being outside, then this place really delivers. So fishing, boating, nature preserves, golf courses, you name it, it's here. So whether you want to be active or just enjoy the view, then Vero Beach makes it easy. And of course, no place is perfect, and Vero Beach does have a couple of things to consider. So if you're looking for a big nightlife scene, or if you just want tons of entertainment options, then this probably isn't it. And you won't find massive concert venues, big name casinos, or a ton of late night spots here. It's more about embracing that quiet coastal lifestyle. And another thing to keep in mind too is healthcare access. So while there are hospitals and medical centers in the area, it doesn't have the same level of healthcare options as bigger cities like Orlando or Tampa. And if being super close to a major medical hub is priority for you, then that's something to factor in. Now, if Vero Beach sounds like your kind of place, there are some great 55 plus communities to check out. So Harmony Reserve by Miranda and Holiday is a fantastic option for retirees looking for a social atmosphere. It's got a clubhouse, it's got a pool, and packed of schedule of activities, so there's always something going on. Woodfield is going to be another great option for you. It's gated, it has an active adult community that offers low maintenance lifestyle with plenty of amenities, and think of it as resort style living without the over-the-top price tag. And then there, of course, there is the Isles at Waterway Village, which is perfect if you want something that feels like a vacation every single day with their amenities. So beautiful homes, resort style pools, and well-maintained walking trails make it a relaxing place to call home. Alrighty guys, next up we've got Ocala, a place that tends to fly under the radar, but is actually one of the most affordable places to retire in Florida. And if you're looking for a budget-friendly retirement without sacrificing comfort, then this is a place worth considering. So one of the biggest draws to Ocala is the home prices, and the median home price here is around $275,000, which is significantly lower than a lot of other Florida cities. And on top of that, the cost of living sits just about 10% below the state average, and property taxes here are low, which means that your retirement savings stretch a lot further. There are plenty of 55 plus communities with budget-friendly options, so you don't have to break the bank to get into a nice neighborhood with great amenities that you'd be looking for. Also, beyond affordability, Ocala has a really unique feel to it. It's known as the horse capital of the world, which means that you get those beautiful rolling pastures, you get those, think the scenic landscapes, and a more relaxed country-like atmosphere, kind of different to Vero, which is more coastal. And if you're someone who loves being outdoors but doesn't necessarily need to be near the beach, then this is going to be a great fit. So retirees here love it because it's built for them. There are tons of 55 plus communities, many plenty of them come with golf courses, come with pools, fitness centers, and social clubs. And you also don't have to worry about heavy traffic like you do in the bigger cities. And access to healthcare is also solid with multiple medical facilities in the area. It's a comfortable, easygoing lifestyle. For a lot of people, that is exactly what they are looking for, and that could be you. Now, like any place, Ocala has its downsides, and if you're looking for a lot of cultural diversity, nightlife, or fast-paced city vibe, then it's probably not going to be it. Now, Ocala likes to lean a little bit more traditional and quiet. Now, there are restaurants, shops, and things to do, but if you are expecting big entertainment or districts of buzzing downtown scene, then you might be disappointed here as well. Now, another thing to be aware of is that while certain areas have higher crime rates, so if you are thinking about moving here, it is important to research specific neighborhoods to make sure that you are in a good spot. Now, if Ocala sounds like your kind of place, then there are some fantastic communities to check out. So on top of the world is a massive 55+ community with just about everything. So you got golf courses, pools, social clubs, you name it. Stone Creek by Del Webb offers a resort-style living experience with fitness centers, walking trails, and plenty of amenities to keep you active. And while it's not technically in Ocala, the Villages is just going to be a short drive away from there too. It's the largest retirement community in the US, and if you want a place where there's always something going on, then this is going to be it. All right, now let's talk about Palm Coast, one of Florida's most underrated coastal towns, and honestly a great place to retire if you want that ocean breeze without that ridiculous price tag. So one of the biggest reasons that people choose Palm Coast is affordability. So for a coastal town, home prices here are surprisingly reasonable with a median price point of around $325,000. And that's going to be a solid deal when you consider how close you are to the beach there. So the cost of living sits about 7% below the state average. So day-to-day expenses aren't as steep as they are in some of the other Florida's more well-known beach towns. And property taxes here are also moderate, not the lowest in the state, but also not as high as what you'd see in places like Miami, Port St. Lucie, or Fort Lauderdale. And what makes Palm Coast special is going to be the balance between the beach life and the suburban convenience. So a lot of things that you can get there too. So you get the waterfront parks, scenic walking trails, and easy access to the ocean, but you also have everything that you need close by. Think grocery stores, shopping centers, and quality healthcare facilities, some things that other places are lacking. And it's a peaceful, well-maintained area with a strong community feel, which is a huge plus if you are looking for a more relaxed retirement. So if you're into the outdoors, then Palm Coast delivers. There are tons of golf courses, tons of nature trails, and parks that make it easy to stay active. And the waterfront areas are beautiful with places where you can kayak, you can go fishing, or just take in the views. And it's not a place overrun by tourists either. So you actually get to enjoy these spots without dealing with massive crowds during that season. Now, as great as Palm Coast is, there are a couple of things to keep in mind. And if you're looking for a big nightlife scene, again, this is another big topic, or a lot of cultural events, then this might not be the best fit. There are restaurants, there are shops, and some entertainment options, but this is definitely more on the quieter side. And another factor is hurricanes and tropical storms. So being on the coast means that you have to be prepared for storm season. It's something to consider if you are not used to living in a hurricane-prone area. And if Palm Coast sounds like your kind of spot, then there are some great communities worth checking out. So we've got Grand Haven first. So Grand Haven is a beautiful gated community with a golf course and plenty of amenities. Hammock Dunes offers oceanfront luxury with private beach access and resort-style perks. And if you want something a little bit more affordable while still being close to the water, then Matanzas Shores is a solid option for coastal retirement without the high price tag. Alrighty guys, really quick interruption. If you're thinking about retiring in Florida, my team and I can help make that move easy no matter where in the state you're looking. So you can check out my website, which is fleastcoast.com, and my contact information is on the screen. So call, text, or email me anytime and I'd be happy to help. All right, back to the list. All right, so let's talk about Lakeland, which is a great option for retirees who want affordability, convenience, and a quieter lifestyle while still being closer to those bigger cities. Now, one of the biggest reasons why Lakeland stands out is going to be the affordability. So home prices here are lower than what you'd find in nearby Orlando or Tampa areas with a median home price of about $310,000. The cost of living is about 9% below the Florida average, and also the property taxes are going to be on the lower lower side, which means that you can stretch out your retirement savings a little bit further. Now, another big plus is the location. So Lakeland sits right between Orlando and Tampa, so you're close enough to enjoy everything that those cities have to offer. So think the theme parks, the entertainment, the shopping, having the grandkids over and doing all that, all without dealing with the crowds or the high prices in your area. Lakeland itself has got a small town feel, but it's got all of the modern conveniences that you would want. It's a city that's built around the name. So there are lakes everywhere, which means plenty of scenic views, a ton of the walking trails and outdoor activities. And if you like fishing, kayaking, or just relaxing by the water, then this is going to be a great spot for that. And unlike bigger cities, traffic here is much more manageable, so getting around is going to be easy. Now, like anywhere, because we're touching on the cons too, Lakeland has got its downsides. So summers here get really hot and humid, which to be fair is true for most of Florida, but being inland means that you don't get those ocean breezes to cool things down a little bit more. Also, public transportation is pretty limited, so you'll definitely want to get a car to get around because walkability and all that's not going to be great. And if Lakeland sounds like a good fit though, there are some great communities to check out. So Lake James is going to be a beautiful 55 plus community with private lakes and a peaceful atmosphere. We've also got the Highland Fairways, which is going to be perfect for retirees looking for that golf course living with plenty of amenities designed for an active lifestyle. And if you're looking for an affordable, active adult community, then Sandpiper Golf and Country Club is another solid option. Alrighty guys, I bet you already knew this was coming. We're talking about the Villages, probably one of the most well-known retirement communities in the entire country. And for good reason though. If you're looking for an active, social, and completely unique retirement experience, then this place is going to be in a league of its own. So one of the biggest perks of the Villages is the affordability there too. So since it's such a massive community, there's a huge range of home styles and price points. So whether you're looking for something a little bit more budget friendly, or you just want to splurge a little bit and be on a golf course home, well then there's something for everyone there. Now the medium home price sits around $325,000, and the cost of living is actually about 5% below the Florida average, which surprises a lot of people whenever I mention that. Plus, property taxes here are low, so you're not getting hit with the high annual costs either. Now, one thing that makes the Villages completely unique is that you don't even need a car. This is a true golf cart community, meaning that most people here get around by golf cart instead of driving everywhere in their cars. There are golf cart paths all over the place and even special parking areas just for golf carts, and it's a small town lifestyle without the hassle of the traffic. Now, if you're someone who loves being social, staying active, then the Villages is basically built for you. Now, this is the largest active adult community in the US, and the word active, they take it pretty seriously. And there are hundreds of social clubs, multiple golf courses, pools, tennis, and pickleball courts, and if you name it, then they probably have it there too. If you ever wanted to take up a new hobby, learn a new skill, or just have a packed social calendar, then this is going to be a place to do it. Now, another huge plus is safety and convenience. So the Villages is a self-contained community, meaning that everything you need, think the grocery stores, the shopping centers, the restaurants, the healthcare facilities, obviously is right there, and you don't have to drive out of the area for much, which makes the day-to-day life incredibly easy. Now, of course, it's not for everyone, and if you're looking for a quiet, low-key lifestyle, then like we were talking about before, just about everywhere else, then the Villages actually might be too much for you. It is a busy social place where there's always something happening, which some people love, but others out there might find it a little bit overwhelming. And since it's such a large community, it does have a little feel like its own world, which is separate from the rest of Florida. And as to where to live within the Villages, then there are multiple villages to choose from within the Villages, if that makes sense, depending on your personality and the layout. Now, some areas are newer, some are more established, and different sections have different styles of homes and amenities, and it really comes down to what kind of lifestyle you want. All right, now this one I had to put on the list because I love it so much. Let's talk about Dunedin, which is Florida's best kept secret when it comes to retirement. And if you love the idea of living on the Gulf Coast, but don't want to pay the Sarasota or the Naples prices, then this one may be the perfect spot for you. Now, one of the biggest reasons why people love Dunedin is it's more affordable than other Gulf Coast communities. So the median price point of the houses sit about $329,000, which while not the cheapest on the list, is still a good deal compared to the pricier coastal areas. There's also a good mix of housing options, including some budget-friendly 55+ communities, so you can find something that fits exactly what you're looking for, exactly what your lifestyle is, and also for your budget. And property taxes there are moderate, and while the cost of living is slightly above the national average, you are paying for location. And this one's hard to beat. Dunedin has a walkable, charming downtown, which is very different from other places we talked about other than maybe the villages, which is packed with unique shops, great restaurants, cultural events, and other things like that. And unlike some Florida cities that have more spread out, this place has a tight-knit, small town feel where you can actually stroll to local cafes with farmers markets and enjoy live music without needing a car. And if you love the arts, then there is a vibrant, creative art scene here with festivals, galleries, and community events happening all the time. But let's not forget about the real highlight, which is going to be the Gulf Coast beaches. So Dunedin is just minutes away from Honeymoon Island and Caladesi Island State Parks, which are constantly ranked among the best beaches in the country. And they're not just beautiful, they're peaceful, meaning that you can actually enjoy the sand and the water without feeling like you're packed in with tourists. And if you're a beach person but don't want to deal with the chaos of Clearwater Beach or St. Pete Beach, then Dunedin is going to be giving you the best of both worlds when it comes to that. Now, there are a couple of things to keep in mind. So the cost of living here is going to be higher than some inland areas, but I had to put this one on the list because I love it so much. So while it's more affordable than Sarasota or Naples, it's not as cheap as places like Ocala or Lakeland that we mentioned before. And also because Dunedin is such a great place to visit, it can get a little bit congested during that tourist season, especially on weekends and around the major events. And it's not as crazy as some of the Florida bigger cities, but it is definitely something to consider if you prefer quieter surroundings year-round. If Dunedin sounds like your kind of place, then there are some great communities to check out within Dunedin. So you've got the Dunedin Village, which is a 55+ community offering manufactured homes with resort-style amenities, making it one of the more budget-friendly options in the area. You've also got Meese Life, that's a premier senior living community that offers a range of care services and amenities, which is a great combination. And it's really good if you just want that structured retirement all-in-one package. And if you're looking for waterfront living, then Royal Stewart Arms is going to be another 55+ condominium community that offers stunning views and plenty of amenities for you there too. All right, now let's talk about the next one, which I've been very excited to talk about. Let's talk Sebring, which is one of Florida's most affordable and underrated retirement spots. So if you're looking for that laid-back, budget-friendly lifestyle with a strong sense of community, then this one might be the perfect place for you. Now guys, one of the biggest reasons why people choose Sebring is going to be that affordability. And the median home price here is around $250,000, making it one of the cheapest places on this list. And the cost of living also is about 15% below the Florida national average, so your retirement savings are going to be going a lot further here. And to top it off, the property taxes are also very low, which is always a win whenever you're on a fixed income. Now, even though Sebring isn't on the coast, unfortunately, it still offers beautiful lakefront living without the high price tag. So if you love Florida, don't want to be on the coast, this one's going to be surrounded by freshwater lakes, so you can enjoy boating, fishing, or even just relaxing by the water, and without dealing with the costs and the hurricane risk of being right there on the coast and being beachfront. And it's the perfect balance of if you love being near the water but don't need to be right on the ocean. Now, one of the things that retirees love most about Sebring, though, is that small town feel and that small town charm. And it's not a fast-paced city. It's quiet. It's peaceful. It has a strong sense of community, and people actually know their neighbors here. So whenever you go into a store, you're going to be seeing people talking to each other like they've known each other for a long time. Then that is going to be. So if you're looking for that stress-free, slower-paced retirement, then Sebring really delivers. Now, like any place, it's going to have its downsides. And since it's a smaller town, there aren't going to be many things to do. So the restaurants are going to be limited there. The entertainment options limited. Nightlife, of course, is going to be non-existent. No major concert venues, no major shopping malls, and things like that. And also, while Sebring has basic healthcare facilities, access to specialized medical care is going to be more limited. So if you need frequent visits to top specialists, then you may have to travel to bigger cities for certain treatments. Now, if Sebring sounds like a good fit for you, then there are some great communities that you need to check out. So Sun and Lake is going to be a fantastic golf course community with various amenities, which is going to be perfect for retirees who love to stay active. Tanglewood is going to be another 55 plus community with the resort style things to do, giving you access to pools, clubhouses, and a packed schedule with tons of social activities. And both of these are going to offer affordable living with great perks. Alrighty guys, let's talk about one of my favorite ones on the list, a spot very special to me where my wife and I got married, and that is Pensacola, which is going to be one of the more affordable coastal cities on this list and a great option for beachfront living without the South Florida price tag. Now, one of the biggest draws to Pensacola, of course, is going to be the cost, where the median home price is around $275,000, which is a steal for a Gulf Coast city with beautiful beaches. And the cost of living is about 12% below the state average with low property taxes. So overall, it's one of the best places in Florida to stretch out that retirement budget. Now, beyond affordability, Pensacola has got a lot of character. It's a military town, home to Naval Air Station Pensacola, which means that there is going to be a strong veteran community here. And if you're a retired service member, then you're going to find great support, great resources, and camaraderie whenever you move here. Plus, the city has got a mix of cultural, historic charm, and modern conveniences, which is a great marriage there. Still Florida, which means it's going to be hot and humid during the summer, but Pensacola tends to be a little bit less humid than South Florida, where I am right now, which makes a big difference if you're not a fan of that sticky tropical air. Now, healthcare is also going to be a big plus here because unlike some smaller towns we mentioned on this list, Pensacola has got multiple quality healthcare facilities, so you won't have to travel too far for medical care. And that's going to be a huge factor for retirees out there who want to be close to hospitals and close to your specialists. Now, there are a couple of things to keep in mind. Hurricanes and tropical storms are a real consideration. This is the Gulf Coast city, so storm season and storm surges are a real threat and something you have to prepare for. And another thing to note is that some of the areas here have higher crime rates. So if you're thinking about moving here, it is important to work with a good realtor that can help you navigate that, do some research on the neighborhoods. But there are plenty of safe, quiet areas. But like any city, it depends on where you settle. And if Pensacola sounds like your kind of place, then there are some great communities to check out. So Lost Key Golf and Beach Club is going to be offering waterfront living with golf amenities, which is going to be perfect if you want the best of both worlds there. Perdido Key is another great option, featuring affordable Gulf Coast condominiums that give you the beachside lifestyle without breaking the bank. Alrighty guys, last but certainly not least, we've got Port St. Lucie, Florida. And if you love South Florida's warm weather and coastal charm, but don't want to deal with the crazy traffic and the sky-high prices, then this might be the perfect spot for you. So one of the biggest draws to Port St. Lucie is going to be that it's more affordable than places like the West Palm Beach, which is just a little bit further south, or Boca Raton, but you still get that same tropical feel, and the weather is very comparable. The median home price here sits around $340,000, which isn't the cheapest on the list, but considering on how much home you get for the money, it's still a great deal whenever you compare it to other areas. Now, the cost of living is just about 4% below the Florida average, and property taxes are high, very high, which, depending on what you're looking for, still can make it a solid option if you think the buy-in prices being a little bit lower than the rest of Florida, but still being nearby those areas is going to be, worth it in your mind. Unlike Miami or Fort Lauderdale, then traffic here is a lot more manageable. It's getting worse, but they are trying to make it better. So if you're not spending half of your day stuck in congestion here in Port St. Lucie, but a little bit of time. The area is also filled with beautiful parks, natural trails, and riverfront views. So whether you like boating, walking, or just enjoying the scenery, then there is going to be plenty to do outdoors. You've got the master plan communities here. And if you're a golfer, then you are in luck. So Port St. Lucie is home to PGA Village Golf Club, which is one of the best golf destinations in the state. And even if you're not a pro, then there are definitely still some courses in the area where you can still enjoy a relaxed round with friends and not take it too seriously. Now, like any other place, Port St. Lucie is going to have a couple drawbacks, ones that we already mentioned before. To add on to that, I also wanted to mention nightlife and cultural attractions are going to be limited. So if you're looking for big entertainment scene, this is going to be a little bit bigger than the Vero Beach area where I am right now, but not as big compared to West Palm Beach or other options. But you are close drive there too, which makes it good. You've also got tropical storms and hurricanes to worry about, which you already know about, but it's just a part of life here, so it is important to be prepared. But if Port St. Lucie sounds like a good fit, then there are going to be some great communities amenities to check out. So Tradition, like I mentioned before, it's a master plan community with modern amenities, and it's perfect if you want a mix of that new development and also some older stuff too with a community feel. Cascades at St. Lucie West offers 55 plus resort style living, which is complete with pools, tennis courts, and a clubhouse. And also Vitalia at Tradition is another fantastic active adult neighborhood with tons of amenities, making it easy to stay social and to stay engaged. So if you want affordable coastal living, less congestion than other areas, and a great outdoor lifestyle, then Port St. Lucie is definitely going to be worth considering. Alright guys, so there you have it. That is the top 10 places to retire in Florida, but which one is right for you? So if coastal living is your dream, check out Dunedin, Vero Beach, or Palm Coast. All offer beautiful waterfront views without these sky-high prices of places like Miami or Naples. Now, if affordability is going to be your top priority, then Sebring, Pensacola, or Ocala might be your best fit. And if you're looking for resort-style entertainment options with endless amenities, then you cannot go wrong with the Villages. So the Villages and Port St. Lucie, in a way, they're both going to offer active communities, golf courses, and plenty of ways to stay social. And of course, no matter where you are looking, guys, my team and I are here to help. We have agents all over Florida. So whether you're looking on the coast, whether you're looking inland, or anywhere in between, then we can connect you with the right expert to guide you through the process. And if you're thinking about making the move, then feel free to reach out. You can call us, text us, or email us anytime. And don't forget to check out my website, which is fleastcoast.com, for more information. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.